were meant to be broken. No, no, no. There's an exception to every rule. That's it. That's what I wanted to talk to you about today.
I'm Michelle from Find Natural Hair and Faith, and in today's video I've come to discuss with you the natural hair rules, or really the hair rules that are meant for low porosity hair that I break again and again and again. Now there's reasons for breaking rules, and the only reason that I think you should break any kind of rule is that rule just does not apply to you. It doesn't affect you the way it should if you follow that rule. Of course, we're not talking about rules like, you know, robbing a bank, because you may feel like, oh, I'm gonna rob a bank and get money and I could be able to take care of my kids, and yeah, we're not going deep like that. We're talking about hair rules for specifically low porosity hair. In the interest of disclosure, I do have a mix of porosity on my head. There's sections of my hair that are medium porosity. I noticed that they're also different in circumference. They're not as fine as the rest of the strands of my head. For the sake of talking about my full head of hair, it's predominantly low porosity. So the first rule that I break is not using ACV rinses on low porosity hair. It is recommended that if you have low porosity hair, you should not use an apple cider vinegar rinse. I wholeheartedly disagree for my hair, and here is why. Even though the strands of a low porosity hair are difficult to open the cuticle layer because the cuticle layers are very tight, an apple cider vinegar rinse serves to close the cuticle. So you figure that's counterproductive. Why would you do an ACV rinse if you have low porosity hair? Well, I find that when you wash your hair and you deep condition your hair, that's anybody, your cuticle layers are going to lift, especially when you do it with hot water, warm water, which is recommended for low porosity hair, and that I do follow. However, regardless of your hair porosity, once you're done deep conditioning and doing everything you need to do, you need to close that cuticle back, right? It makes sense. Even though a low porosity hair strand may close on its own, debatable, after being washed, I find that when I close my cuticle layer at times with an ACV rinse, I get shinier hair, I get smoother hair. It just looks better when I do an ACV rinse. So why wouldn't I do that? Throughout the week, I don't have difficulty getting moisture back into my hair because my hair tends to maintain moisture for longer periods of time anyway. So now I don't do apple cider vinegar rinses often. I typically like to do green tea rinses. Either way, my cuticle layer is closing back after being shampooed and washed. And I find that doing this process, even though they say you shouldn't, it benefits my hair. The second rule I break is not pre-pulling. I've seen people say that you should not pre-pull your hair if it's low porosity. I honestly don't understand the rationale behind it. That I am not educated in. However, I find that pre-pulling my hair protects it from hygro fatigue. That is when your cuticles swell and close during the wash cycle process. Pre-pulling my hair has always been beneficial. I find that when I do not pre-pull my hair, it just doesn't feel the same. Not to mention, I use amla as a base to pre-pull. So the amla helps to also improve the uniformity of my curl. It helps my hair to be smoother. And yeah, I will pre-pull until the day I die. And the third and final rule that I break for low porosity hair is the one that says that you should not use a leave-in conditioner. First of all, let me say, leave-in conditioners often contain some amount of protein. And I find that for my fine strands, my hair loves protein. So having a leave-in conditioner that contains protein is amazing for my hair. It does not make it feel hard. And here's the other thing. I've done the route of no leave-in conditioner versus leave-in conditioner. And I am all the way on the side of using a leave-in conditioner. And why? My hair stays moisturized longer. It's that simple. I use leave-in conditioners, and just like the pre-pull, I will use leave-in conditioners until the day I die. Rules are meant to be broken. You have to discover what works for your hair. There are so many rules out there in the natural hair community and just in the hair community in general that maybe they work for the most part for the general population. But if you find that you're not getting the results that you want following these rules, break them. Break them and break them often. I hope you weren't offended because I'm saying that this doesn't work or this does work. At the end of the day, it's your head of hair and you need to find what works for you. God bless you, and I will see you in my next video.